Well, Rishi Sunak has insisted the Conservatives can still win the next general election, despite suffering those two damaging by-election defeats.
Well, joining us now is Huw Merriman, Conservative MP and Minister of State for Rail and HS2. Thank you for joining us, Huw. First of all, what went wrong last night for the Tories?
Well, we had two difficult results where clearly the people were telling us that we have a lot more to do, and we take that on board, and we are determined to deliver the 5 priorities that we've set ourselves. And we had one by-election result where there was a Labour policy there to be tested, and people decided they didn't like that. And I think that will be the interesting part. When we get to the general election, it will be all about Labour's policies versus our own record and our policies. And it's quite clear in Uxbridge and South Ruislip that where Labour did have a policy that was impacting them locally, they didn't like it.
Your own winning candidate, Steve Tuckwell, admitted he benefited from that vote against a Labour policy to bring in a low emission zone across wider London. Even with that, a strong opposition locally, there was a 6.7% swing against you towards Labour.
Yeah, so that tells us that the 5 priorities we've set ourselves, tough challenge for us for this year, we've got to deliver it. And if we do deliver, then people will look at us again and sort of take us when we put forward a vision for the future when it comes to the next election. So we're under no illusion that it's going to be tough. There's a tough economic climate out there, but we've set ourselves a tough challenge. We're seeing NHS waiting lists reduced. We've just passed the migration bill to end the small boats crossings. So we've got a lot of targets we've got to deliver on. We understand that. People are struggling and they look to the government to deliver. They've been disappointed with the MPs that have stood down and the reasons why. So it's a tough backdrop. But we saw this, back in the '92 election. Every by-election that we'd lost there, we managed to retain back, because when it comes to an election, it's our record and our policies against a set of Labour policies. And what we found in London, in Uxbridge, was when Labour did have a policy, which is a real stealth tax on people that are struggling, then people are not happy with that policy and they back the Conservatives. And that's what we've got to work for across the country for the next general election.
Rishi Sunak saying it's not a done deal. Look, these opinion polls, they are not shifting, are they? 20% gaps between Labour and the Tories. Is Rishi Sunak the man to take you into the election, do you think?
Yes, he very much is the man. That's why he set us all as government ministers, 5 very tough objectives to deliver, to grow the economy, to reduce the debt, to halve inflation, and cut the NHS waiting lists and end small boats. And those are tough pledges for us to be able to deliver on. But people expect governments to set themselves big challenges and deliver the priorities that people have. So we're determined to get on and do that. And then it's quite clear, if you look at the backing in the polls, that people may be disappointed with us and believe we've got more to do, and we understand that and we're getting on and doing it. But they are absolutely not convinced by Labour. Their policies change. You get one U-turn after another. And you've got this with the ULEZ policy. That was backed by Keir Starmer in December, and now he's calling for the Mayor of London to reflect. When we get more of these policies from Labour, I believe that people see that the choice is better with the Conservatives, and that's what we're going to work really hard to deliver. And Rishi, as our Prime Minister, is the man to lead not just the country, but us as government ministers.
Let's see what happens. Huw Merriman, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.